Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 7, 1239 America, New York. The Taliban consolidates control of Afghanistan. But women's rights protesters aren't done yet. Small groups of women's rights protesters in Afghan cities are among the final flickers of resistance to Taliban rule.
September 7, 1223 America, New York. Biden to highlight effects of climate change on visit to survey Ida damage in New York and New Jersey. What a hurricane means when you live in Louisiana's Cancer Alley.
BBC News World. September 7, 1220 America, New York. Brazil on edge as Bolsonaro supporters march on Congress. Police are guarding the Supreme Court amid warnings that the president's supporters may try to storm it.
RT World News. September 7, 1214 America, New York. Merkel warns Germans against voting for left-wing government in last speech to parliament as election nears. German Chancellor Angela Merkel used her last speech in the Bundestag before stepping down to warn against the rise of a broad left-wing coalition government, as her center-right CDU-CSU bloc falls in the polls.
September 7, 1213 America, New York. Analysis. Herschel Walker appears to be doing a whole lot of nothing in his Senate bid. Herschel Walker has been running for the Senate for almost 2 weeks now. And he appears to be doing, well, very little.
Washington Post World. September 7, 1201 America, New York. The world 9/11 created a weakened, yet enduring, al-Qaeda menace. 2 decades after 9/11, invasions and missile strikes have done little to combat the ideology undergirding groups like al-Qaeda, and, in fact, probably fueled it. New York Times World News. September 7, 1159 America, New York. As German elections near, Angela Merkel dips into campaign fray. Germany's chancellor pleaded with voters to support her party, which has flagging poll numbers and a candidate who has failed to capture imaginations. Chancellor Angela Merkel of Germany leaving the parliament in Berlin on Tuesday after what may have been her last speech there as chancellor.
PowerPost. September 7, 1155 America, New York. The Daily 202 to 20 years later, Biden's 9/11 commemoration will be different. The pandemic rages, the Taliban are back in power.
RT World News. September 7, 1154 America, New York. Iran hails historic naval mission in Atlantic Ocean, the waters of the arrogant powers. The Iranian military has hailed the end of a successful mission in which its 77th Strategic Naval Fleet ventured into the Atlantic for the first time, before returning to Iran, traveling some 45,000 kilometers, 28,000 nautical miles.
September 7, 1139 America, New York. Analysis. Donald Trump is 99.1% likely to run for president in 2024. The 2024 election is still 1,155 days away, I counted, but, according to one senior aide to Donald Trump, the former president is all but certain to run again.
New York Times World News. September 7, 1135 America, New York. El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption is marred by glitches. Experts raised concerns in June about the hasty adoption of the new currency and the rapid execution of new technology on a national scale. Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has promoted the digital currency's adoption. Washington Post World. September 7, 1132 America, New York. Protesters just hit Trudeau with gravel. Here are 5 other things that have been thrown at politicians. Milkshakes, eggs, tomatoes, shoes and pies have all been lobbed at politicians such as Justin Trudeau, Donald Trump and Nicolas Sarkozy over the years. New York Times World News. September 7, 1131 America, New York. Large pro-Bolsonaro protests in Brazil rattle weary nation. Critics see in the rhetoric of the leader, who is seeing declining poll numbers and mounting legal challenges, a parallel to former President Donald J. Trump's, a demonstration in support of President Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, on Tuesday, at Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro.
September 7, 1127 America, New York. Larry to bring dangerous surf to the East Coast and maybe a hurricane to Bermuda and Canada. Hurricane Larry may be well out in the Atlantic, but the dangerous Category 3 hurricane will have impacts in the U.S. later this week that will be felt up and down much of the eastern seaboard.
New York Times World News. September 7, 11:25 America New York. A vaccine success in Europe that sinks in the East. Partly because of skepticism about shots, Bulgaria has fully inoculated only 20% of adults, and Romania 32%. Well below the European Union average of 70%. A medical worker behind a plastic panel inside a mobile vaccination unit in Bucharest, Romania, on Saturday. Vaccine uptake has slowed down significantly in the country.
Mirror World News. September 7, 11:22 America New York. Dad beat daughter, 13, to death in burnt body, after she refused to marry him. Ezzatullah, 13, was left to die in the family bathroom before medics arrived and rushed her to hospital in an ambulance, where horrifically injured teen told the ambulance crew her dad had set her on fire.
RT World News. September 7, 11:22 America New York. Europe just experienced its hottest ever summer. EU Climate Change Service. Summer 2021 was Europe's hottest to date, reaching record-breaking temperatures in the Mediterranean and warmer than average areas, the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service has said. RT World News. September 7, 11:13 America New York. Daylight robbery. Paris jewelry store hit by armed raiders. $10 million worth of loot stolen, media. A luxury jewelry boutique in central Paris has been robbed and an estimated haul of €10 million in goods reported stolen. The police have apprehended 2 suspects with the manhunt continuing for the other thieves.
September 7, 11:10 America New York. Taliban announce hardline caretaker government for Afghanistan. Curtains separate male and female Afghan students as new term begins under Taliban rule.
Washington Post World. September 7, 11:09 America New York. UK carrier commander. Japan visit underscores partnership. The commander of the British aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth says the first port call in Japan by his strike group underscores Britain's commitment to strengthening its military partnership with Japan.
BBC News World. September 7, 11:05 America New York. Taliban announce new government for Afghanistan. The caretaker cabinet will be led by one of the militant group's founders.